Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Zaylee. First things first, I'm filming with a bit of a new setup. You would have noticed it from my last video. In this video, I've gone just all natural lighting. There's no lights at all. So please let me know what you think of the quality and how it looks. Feedback would be super amazing. But jumping straight into the video. So what I'm filming for you today, guys, is another Valentine's Day look. The look that I filmed before was very soft, very, I called it soft glam, and it was very daytime appropriate. I want to do something much more darker, sultry, smoky, a red lip, like a traditional Valentine's look. So I actually purchased the Fenty liquid lip in Uncensored. I want this to be the star of the show. This will actually be the first Fenty product that I'm using. So I have no idea what I'm calling this video yet, but yeah, I'm going to do a nice, dark, sexy Valentine's Day tutorial for you guys. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the eyes first today, I think. So let me just scooch in a little closer for you guys. So I'm going to, first things first, prime my eyelids. And I'm going to use the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Concealer. Now I'm just going to grab my little Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to put some of this on the eyelids and blend out. I have quite veiny eyelids, so I always like to prime my eyelids, especially if I'm going to go in with a really full glam eye look and base. You just want everything to be looking flawless. So this will just cover any discoloration, any of those veins, and just create a more flawless base to lay our eyeshadow on. Really dark right in these inner corners, so I'm just making sure that I'm really hitting those spots as well. Now I'm just going to quickly set that. It kind of looks a bit crazy, but I've got my MAC Emphasize powder here. You can see I've loved this guy a lot. There's not a lot left, but enough for what I need. So I'm just going to lightly set the lids. Okay, so that's how it's looking with just the eyelids done. Now the palette that I want to use for today's look is the Jaclyn Hill times Morphe palette. I lost my little thingy that had all the shade names, so I will just point to the shades that I'm using. So the first brush that I'm going to go in with is my Morphe M433. And I'm going to take this shade right here in the palette, and I'm going to work this into my crease. And I may go in a few times just to really build up that crease color, because we're going to be using some really dark colors. You really want to make sure that you've got that transition color laid down. It just really helps with the blending process of the other colors. And usually a transition shade is something that's reasonably similar to your own skin tone. And that's what I like about this shade. It is fairly close to my natural skin tone. Okay, so nice and close now for you guys. So you can see that transition color laid down there. Okay, so now we're going to build up our colors. So the next color that I'm going to go in with is this really pukey color just here. And I'm just going to use the same brush. So I'm kind of just going in the crease again with this color, just taking it slightly lower. I don't mind so much how this color looks. It can be quite messy because we're just going to keep adding colors. So that's how we're looking now with the two colors there mixed together. So I'm going to go in with a different brush now in a slightly darker color. So now I'm going to go in with this shade just here in the palette. And I'm going to just start placing this down in the outer half of my eye, just to really start to build that color up. And this color does have a slight kind of reddy purpley undertone. So you can see I'm just kind of patting that down and then blending it out and really only focusing that color on the very outer corner there. I'm just going to go in once more, build that color up, doing the exact same, patting the color down, and then using the very edge of the brush to slightly blend it out. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up that original brush that I went in with our transition colors and just blend. And I find that if you blend through every step, every time you lay down a color, blend, every time you lay down a color, blend, it makes the overall outcome look much nicer, and I think it makes layering the colors in between even easier. If you leave all your blending work to the end, it can be a little disastrous. You can see I'm getting, you know, a little bit of fallout and things too, just slightly on my face. When you are working with darker tones, it's always best, I think, to go in, do your eyes first. And that way, if you do get any transfer on your skin, you can just simply wipe it off and then go on with your base. It's a lot harder to get, you know, fallout off your face without ruining your makeup if you've already laid down that base color. So if you do know you're going in with a darker look, definitely do your eyes first. Now I'm going to use that exact same brush again, and sorry, that was the Zoeva 227. And I'm going to go in even darker now. So that shade had some nice purpley kind of violet undertones, like I said. Now I want to use this shade just here. So this one's even darker and much more of a chocolate brown. And I'm really just going to build up in the same areas again. Whenever you're doing a smoky eye, you just really need to take your time and build up on the color, because it's easier to add than what it is to take away. So I'm just pretty much doing the exact same steps again, patting that color on and then slightly blending it in. And you can kind of see I'm leaving my lid space blank. I'm not really worried about blending that in yet. That will really be the last step. Okay, so now that's with the color laid down. You can see that fallout there. Now I'm going to get a much more fluffier brush this time for blending. I'm going to pick up my Morphe M533. This is one of my favorite blending brushes. And I'm just going to get in there and blend all that out. Okay, now before I go back onto my lid, now I want to go in with black. So I'm going to take a smaller brush again. This is the Zoeva 231. It's quite a defined brush. It comes to a nice tapered tip and just allows me to really pack down that color where I want. And I'm going to go in with the very bottom shade here, which is the black. And I'm going to just focus that on the outer corner. I'm not going to bring it up into the crease like I was with the other shades. Really just want to keep this shade in the very outer corner. I'm going to just slightly, very slightly wing it out a little bit there. And I'm going to go back in with that original Morphe M433 and just blend. I really love these Zoeva brushes. I just recently picked up the pink set and they're so good. I have used Zoeva brushes in the past, but I'm really impressed with these new ones that I have. Actually, you guys should let me know what some of your favorite brushes are. I'm always on the hunt to try new brushes and to try new things. I'm just going to blend a little more here. Blend out all these harsh lines. Now, Because I'm going in with a bright red lip, I don't really want to do anything too glittery or too over the top for my eyes. Like I really want to keep it fairly matte. So I'm just going to pick up a nice chocolatey shade. I'm going to pick up this guy just here, and on my Zoeva 234 Smoky shader, I'm going to pack that shade all over the lid. Okay, and on my 227, I'm just going to pick up that purpley kind of tone that I used before. I just feel like it needs a little something more in that crease. Now I feel like we've lost just a little bit of intensity with our black, so I'm just going to go back in once more. Okay guys, so that's the eye look complete. Now, of course, it's going to look a little odd. There's no mascara, nothing like that. I'm going to come back to that in the end. So I'm going to zoom you guys back out and let's get on to the base. Eyes are done for the moment. Let's work on this base. Now I'm going to be a little bit extra and going with 2 primers. First one being the Steeler One Step Correct. I just love this little guy. I just think it just makes my skin look so glowy, and it just, not that I have a lot of discoloration, but it really just does even everything out, and I just love the way it makes my foundation look. And because we have gone in with such a dark eye color and we're gonna have a bright lip, we really wanna make sure that our foundation is just absolutely flawless. So I'm going to go in with something quite full coverage today. And just to hit my T-zone area, I've got the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. So I'm just going to pop this one here, really more here, just on my cheeks. Now for foundation, I'm going to go in with my Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in the shade Bisque. This guy is super, super full coverage. So I'm just gonna do some stripes all over my face. Do you guys celebrate Valentine's Day? My husband and I honestly never have in like the 8 years that we've been together. So for me, it's just any other day. But I wanted to create some looks for you guys that do have dates and, you know, going out. And, oh, sorry, I'm just using my Zoeva 104 Buffer brush. This is probably my favorite brush to apply foundation with. I just think any foundation that I've ever tried to use, this brush just blends it out amazing. I don't feel like I need to go in with my beauty blender afterwards, which that's a really big seller for me because I'm so reliant on my beauty blender. I love it. I just love the way it makes my makeup look. A lot of other foundation brushes, I find that once I'm done with them, I just end up going over with my beauty blender to make everything look more flawless anyway. But with this brush, I find that it just really blends the product out beautifully, really buffs it into the skin. Yeah, and I don't, like, it looks smooth and flawless and I don't see any streaks or lines. So that's what I really, really love about this brush. I'm actually a really big fan of a lot of the Zoeva brushes. I'm just bringing that down the neck to make sure that everything is blending really well. You can just see how flawless that looks. It's a really nice foundation, the Hourglass. Okay, so for concealer, I have, once again, the Double Wear. I really like this. Super lightweight feeling, but so much coverage. So I'm just going to take this kind of in that triangle shape. And because I want like a really full glam look, I'm kind of just going ham with the products. So that's how we're looking so far. Now, I haven't cream contoured in such a long time, nor have I busted out this product in such a long time. So I really want to get it out today and have a play. This is the Chanel Sol de Tende Chanel. It's a bronzer. It's a cream bronzer. I've had this guy for way too long, but it doesn't smell, and you would, like, looking at it, you'd think I've barely used it, but I have used this product so many times, and it's just like, it's like it never goes down. So I've got this Real Techniques brush. It actually doesn't have the name written on it, so I'm really sorry, but it's just like a stippling brush. So I'm just going to swirl my brush in the product, and then I'm just going to move my hair out of the way here, suck in the cheeks, and stipple the bronzer onto the face. Now this is a very warm tone bronzer. I remember when I first bought it, I was like, oh shit. But it is really, really beautiful. But if you don't like those really warm tone bronzers, this certainly wouldn't be one for you. So once again, I'm going to go in with my MAC Emphasize Powder, and on my favorite under eye setting powder brush, the Morphe E48. I'm just going to first pick up that sponge once more. Make sure that we have no creases under the eyes here. And then picking up that product. Now to set my face, I want something nice and glowy, because that's just the type of girl I am. So I'm going to pick up the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Powder in the shade Light, and I'm going to set my face with this. I love this powder. Sorry guys, my camera just stopped recording. So yeah, I've got the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio in Pink Passion, and I'm pretty much just going to run my brush through all three colors. Make sure I tap it off because this guy is super pigmented. And that's what I'm going to use for my blush shade. Okay, now for highlight, my favorite part, I'm going to go into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in Gleam, and I'm going to go into Crushed Pearl. That's my favorite shade. And I'm going to pick up my Morphe Y14 brush and highlight. And that's how the highlight's looking. Okay. Now to set all those powders down, I'm going to go in with my MAC Prep and Prime. Ah, that one's coconut scented. It smells so damn good. So before I go back and finish off the eyes, I want to go in with lips. So once again, the star of the show is the Fenty Beauty Liquid Lipstick in Uncensored. I'm really excited to try this bad boy out. Now, I've always lined my lips before I go in with any product. That's just what I personally like to do. So I'm going to line my lips today with the MAC Lip Pencil in the shade Brick before we go in with our liquid lipstick. Okay, so that's how we're looking with the lip liner. And now going in with the Fenty Uncensored. Oh wow, I have seen the applicator in other videos, but seeing it up close, hope the camera is focusing on that for you guys. Wow, this applicator is so different to anything that I've ever seen before. And I just love this little bottle. Like, it kind of reminds me of like an ink pad, something like you'd see in Harry Potter, obviously. Okay, let's just go in. Oh my gosh, this color is stunning. You know what, guys? You could nearly line your lips with this applicator. It's so precise. So, I don't know, maybe the next time I use this product, I might try it without a lip liner. I don't feel like the lip liner has altered the color at all, but just to see how much accuracy you can get with this would be really interesting. Look at this shade. I'm obsessed. It's so beautiful. Okay guys, I'm just gonna quickly go ahead and finish off my brows off screen. I'm going to apply my mascara. For that, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, my Tarte curler, and then we'll come back and we'll finish off the lower lash line together. Okay guys, so that is mascara and brows on. So the only thing left to do now is the lower lash line. So because we're so dark on top, we need to just balance it out a little more. So I'm just going to pick back up my Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to go in with that first transition shade that I used and just start with that first. And I'm just keeping this on the very outer proportion of my eye. I don't want to bring it right in to the inner corner. And I'm pretty well just going in with all the colors that I used on the top, but just putting them on the lower lash line, just to help balance out that darkness. And I'm just connecting that with the top lid color. Okay guys, so that's how we're looking with the colors underneath. I just feel like we need a little bit of lightness brought back into it. So I'm just going to use this top shade here in the corner, and I'm going to highlight my brow bones and my inner corners just to bring a little bit more light to the look. Okay guys, so here's the finished result. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm calling this video, but this is just my interpretation of if I was to go on a date night for Valentine's Day, something very different to the previous video. So yeah, let me know down below what you guys think of the tutorial. Please let me know what you think of the lighting. But most of all, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.